Boom, we got more beer. It's a beautiful beer indeed. It's light blue. Not the beer, just the can. Anyway, we're going to find out what it is, how it's going down. And there's something special about this too. No spoilers. Just keep watching. Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Mate Brewski, for another Brewski review. And today the beer that I have for you guys is by the Brook Brewing Company out of Burlington, Ontario. Also coming to, or already in, Etobicoke, Ontario as well. Moved part of their brew house, maybe a second brew house, to Etobicoke late last year if I'm not mistaken. But today we have an easygoing lager in the name of No Bad Daze. Daze as in like Daisy, like not Daisy, like Daze, like you're in a daze. Not Daze as in Monday, Tuesday. But yeah, pretty cool stuff indeed. Easygoing lager, 4.3% alcohols by volume. No listed IBUs on the can. On the website though, again, no IBUs there, but according to Untapped, 10 IBUs. So yeah, what makes this beer special? Well, I'm going to tell you in just a little bit, but let's crack this bad boy open. And let's see what we got. Maple Leaf pinty pint glass. And let's see. Boom. Looking at the beer, a beautiful, nice pale yellow color. Slight bit of haze, not too much, but definitely not super clear like most lagers. White head on top, looking fantastic. Let's dive in on that nose. On the nose, pretty straightforward. Grassy, hay, light caramels, bit of cucumber, almost like a little bit of a citrus note as well, like a slight hint of lemon or lime. A lemon-lime mix, pretty straightforward, nothing too fancy. A little bit of like a corn on there, not DMS, I wouldn't say anything like that, just a bit of corn. But pretty straightforward, a little bit of like a lemongrassy. Lemongrass I think works better than citrus and grass. Yeah, lemongrass, cucumber, light caramel, a little grainy. Let's dive in. On the sip, drier than most light lagers. I have to point that out right front and center. Giving you a little bit of a more lemongrassy sort of a flavor profile on there as well, but gives you a little bit of a twang similar to like a Pilsner. Don't know if they're going towards the Pilsner direction with this one, as they call it, just an easygoing lager. But it definitely has that little bit of a Pilsner style, the hoppiness right at the back end. We need to learn a little bit more. So cheers, everybody. Oh, let's keep on drinking. Ooh, a little fruity is there as well. Grainy, grassy, lemongrass, a little bit of pear popping up there as well, and then a slightly floral-ish Pilsner bitterness in the back end. Very crisp, good effervescence on this particular beer. Right then back end too, there is a distinct note of something. It goes a little slightly musty, almost musty aftertaste that lingers in your mouth as it just dries it out. Not a huge fan of that, but really it's not that big of a deal, so don't even worry about it. Let's take a look at the can, see what Brook has to say. So we have No Bad Daze easygoing lager, 4.3% ABV, 10 IBUs according to Untapped. Description reads: No Bad Daze is a bright and refreshing lager that's perfect for any occasion. Subtle hop aromas and a slightly malted body create a perfectly balanced, super crisp beer. An easy drinking brew for easy going days. Light, crisp, good vibes are the three, four words to sum it up. Brewer's elements. Malts, we have Carafoam, Pilsner, and Golden Promise. So I guess they were kind of going more for a Pilsner-esque lager, which is kind of cool. Hops are Azaka, and the yeast Remember when I said there's something special about this beer? It is the yeast, in my humble opinion. They used Crispy from Escarpment Labs. Now, for most people, Escarpment Labs, they make names, or they put names on yeast strains that really don't tell the whole story. But to break it down, there are essentially, to sum it up, or to be very general about it, 3 styles of yeast. 2 main, and then one's kind of new and fancy. You have lager yeast, you have ale yeast. 2 main categories of yeast. But there's a third, and it's called kveik. It is I think it's from Scandinavia originally. And it is a style of yeast or strains, a variety of strains of yeast that ferment at much higher temperatures than your traditional ales, and definitely way hotter than your lagers. You can ferment these things up into the mid 30 degrees Celsius mark, where for most ale and lager yeasts is like living in Death Valley without water. You're gonna die, and they do die at those temperatures. But kveik like the hot temperatures. And they'll ferment super, super fast. And Crispy from Escarpment Labs is a kveik yeast strain more directed for, or to replicate lager-like beers, but without needing to ferment them at lager temperatures, which is really, really cool. I've seen it. I've never used Crispy personally on a homebrew scale or commercially, so I've never ever had a beer with Crispy in it before. And this is the first beer I've seen saying that it's using Crispy, which is pretty damn cool, because you're getting a lager beer, a lager style beer, but with a yeast that ferments sometimes even hotter than ale yeasts. So really, really cool stuff here. Me just being a nerd, if that was cool for you, let me know. Shoot a like, why not? But I just like to nerd out a little bit. Pretty cool stuff. We didn't check on the bottom for a canned on date. This one probably missed a date coder. I do not see a code on this one. Totally fine. Totally fine indeed. Pour color is honey, contains barley and wheat. Yada, yada, yada. Fantastic beer though. As far as lagers go, especially on the craft beer side, this is definitely becoming one of my go-to because of the lower ABV at 4.3, but it just has an absolute ton of flavor as far as lagers go. Really, really cool stuff. Website, nickelbrook.com. Go to the beer section. You will find No Bad Daze. In addition to the price for a 4-pack and a 2-4, you have the same exact description as on the can, ABV 4.3 and pour color of honey. Nothing else there. How to get your beer, you can check that out as well. All links down below. We'll get to price in just a hot second. Because over on Untappd, No Bad Daze has been given a 3.51 bottle caps out of 5, and that's out of just under 2,000 ratings. Now as for the price at your local LCBO, you can pick up No Bad Daze 473 ml can for $2.95. $2.95. That is absolutely amazing for a stellar craft beer. Back on the Nickelbrook website, if you're looking for a 4-pack, again, don't know if this is before or with tax included, $11.80 for a 4-pack, and for a 12 case, you're looking at $57.15. Before, after tax, not entirely sure. Doesn't specify. I'm not going to go through all the rigmarole. You can do that on your time. Like I always say, links down below. Overall, No Bad Daze definitely lives up to its name. It is a crazy flavorful light lager. Essentially, it's a crazy flavorful light lager. Between that lemongrassiness, grainy, slight caramel, a little bit of pear fruitiness out of it, and with that Pilsner twang bitterness right in the end, it just sits absolutely pretty throughout your whole experience with it. And yes, I am so excited to drink this when it's 40 degrees and humid as shit outside, because this thing would cool you down. Hell, pour over your head. It's so cheap you could pour it over your head and not feel bad about it. Cheers on the final sip, guys. Oh, let's get ready to drink and wrap this thing up. No Bad Days, Brook Brewing. Damn, this is a fantastic brew. It's a light lager with a ton of flavor. Ooh, fruity, grainy, grassy, citrusy. Yet at the same time, crisp and clean. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. And at 4.3, you can crush these all friggin' day. Yes, sign me up. I want more. I'm gonna get more. It's fantastic. No Bad Days. Ooh, gets a whopping. It's a whopping 9.2 out of 10 for me. This is fantastic. We've just been having great beer all week, it seems. Solid stuff. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go and like this video or subscribe to me, Brewski, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Brewski. Like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers.